to all those that eventually get there, chuckle and laugh at what I put there. I wonder if it'll get the visualization. I didn't really get that, I just got like knowingness. But I put that golden heart there, and then I ripped it out of my human and used it to protect the world from the darkness. Cause it's there. There's some dark that literally want to snuff out light because it hurts their eyes. I love tarot. Look how fucking perfect that is. That's why I love tarot. And I'm learning. I don't know. Slow growth, slow learn. But I want to. And I'm willing to change. I'm a divine feminine, but I'm coming into my divine masculine. I may just be a DM now. Am I a runner now? I had that question once, and in my OCPD-ness, I evaluated it, and the person that I could have possibly been a runner with, I made sure that I wasn't. Now they're a runner. I was like, wait a minute. Same thing with narcissism too. That's how I knew I had it too. But it don't dominate me. It's pretty much just, it's becoming a tool. It's pretty much like the King of Cups there. Because, well, as we discovered, there's my city is disgustingly 12% have integrity. I don't know what that means for narcissism. Because not everybody's that. They could be like, anything in the B cluster. Shit, right now, I'd take a freaking histrionic. At least they'd be fun. Yeah, it requires a lot of drugs. They're histrionics. Which I improperly got, suggested that was me one time. No. Confirmation. I have OCPD, which sometimes comes off as narcissistic because of the rigidness, but it's rigid because, well, I put in the work to find out which is the answer, and I always correct my data if presented with new data, just like the noodles on the floor that weren't there. Shit, I wasn't right. I'm sorry I said that. I'm glad there's not noodles on the floor. Instantaneously corrected. Why? I worship truth. I ain't gonna stop. You spit shit, lies at me, I'm gonna kill you. Or just walk away from you. That means you don't value truth. You know what truth is? Real. You know what real is? Love. You know what love is? The divine. God. Flying spaghetti noodle monster. Here's what the divine is for everybody who has that confused. And I'll sum it up pretty easily. Just wrap your head around it, maybe. It's not a human. It is the field in which the field arises out of. And it's classically called, now it's going to be classically, the unmanifest. Because the manifest arises out of the unmanifest. It's where statements like this, even the infinite can overcome eternity. That's an absolute. Wrap your head around that. Here's another absolute. Duh. And the first one I kicked my toe on and learned about was, a cat knows what it is to be a cat by virtue of being a cat. I can think about a cat, I can ponder about a cat, I can hypothesize about a cat, but only a cat, 2222, knows what it is to be a cat. Not a human. A human don't know what it is to be a cat. Only a cat does. So only the divine can know what it is to be divine. by virtue of being divine. Same thing with love, understanding. Oh, the poo-poo word love. That's why I've been using real. Listen to how ridiculous that is. Us not standing up and just assuming that it's just going to keep on, being fought for by others is why the darkness is trying to take over and overcome. People aren't standing up for it anymore because they're tired of being antagonistically abused. Chop my motherfucking head off and present me to the king, and I will sit there and hold my essence together so I can tell you some truth on that fucking platter. Also, I ain't carrying a goddamn cross. I've licked balls. Right here, right there. And even then, I'll probably hold my brain matter together so I can just give you another lecture, because it would just satisfy the divine to put in its place for trying to crown itself it. So yeah, only the divine knows what it is to be divine. That's the narcissistic core ego's problem. It ain't, but it tries to paint that pretty picture that it is. You know how you be that? You be it, but just being truth. It's really easy. It's not a fucking shortcut. Why? Why is that the shortcut answer? Because it's real. And what is the divine? The manifest. Not Alice in Wonderland's I say something means what it means. It's relativism. Here it is, people. Everybody's like scared of all these other things. You know what the big scariest thing to come up from modern man was relativism. 24:42. A thing means what it means because I say that's what it means. The fuck it does? No, a thing means what it is by virtue of being what it is. Yes, languaging is what you're talking about there, but it doesn't change the essence of what it is. A tree is still going to be a tree if I call it a cat or not. That's just you looking stupid. And then when I call you out looking stupid because you're by virtue being stupid, I deserve death. Behold, narcissism. Antagonistic. Again, we all have that because we wouldn't be here if we didn't. It's the downside of evolution. We inherited all of creation to stand right here very now. So thank you. But do you want to stop growing? Because it sounds like y'all all want to keep growing by virtue of the bitching. Yes, I know, I ain't doing that no more. I ain't gonna have to chain myself so I can't be like this. I want you around. Fuck you. You bring truth, real love. No, not sex and coupling. Who cares? This monkey shit. It's not fulfilling. That stuff is interesting when the other things are there. Otherwise, just jerk off and save the world a fucking headache. Ugh. Ugh. I don't know. It's only fun if it's real. But maybe I'm just in my head and stuck with my fears because the little devil's come. No, I'm looking up, which is classically looking towards the divine. You know why we all said that, and it's like programmed into our society, is because when you look up, especially at night, because when that phrase probably came about, we didn't have all the light pollution. We could see for quite a while at the vastness of all of creation. So it made us see that something bigger than ourselves is up, which is a beautiful sentiment. But like most things that are beautiful, and point towards the light is devalued and weaponized to push an agenda and say what's right. No, it ain't right because you said it is. It's right by virtue of being right. And you literally stick a thermometer up its ass to know what temperature it is. If you put a thermometer to an ice cube there, it would say a certain temperature, would it not? Or at least have a threshold. In order to be ice, it must be this. Or could I say liquid water is ice? Of course I could say that. It wouldn't make me right. It just made me an idiot. Truth. I like this new format. It's kind of fun. I just gave a really good defined lecture. I started with him, but you know, it came to everybody else. Even myself. It's just good memory jogging of everything I've fucking learned. Trying to get away from the monkey ego. But don't get away from it because secret, it never goes away. And when it does, and you don't even identify with it anymore, it becomes a persona. Motherfucker. It was a goddamn trap. Enlightenment is nothing like what they said. Non-attachment, ultimate, is nothing like what you would ever think it is. What was it? Peace is boring. By virtue of being what? Peace. But that stops. That's not the ultimate. That's not an absolute. That's a limitation. So, oh, that'd be awesome if I just grabbed it immediately. The divine just wrecked me. Just shut up, for fuck's sake. We're designed to suffer. And only a cat knows what it is to be a cat by virtue of being a cat. I love it. Truth. Oh, jeez. I'm looking for, I don't even know what I was looking for. It don't matter. Trying to learn. I like to sing too. They did. Legal threats. Summer. Drugged and tended to. Usually, as we discovered, 82% of the population would not care. The alone is too real. And that's how all creation happened. Unconditional love. Hidden intent. It was in the energy field of strength and power. Above 200. Below 200. Their intentions, though, were malice. No, it wasn't. I said it wasn't. No, it is by virtue of being what it is. Trust me, I didn't want it to be that. But there it's at. It's working on. How's that for a story time? It's fun to be devilish sometimes. I want to go to the forest. I agree. And cry more. You should. Nothing wrong with that? I'm mean to the damn thing. I make fun of the damn thing because, well, it's not me. And there's that Leo new moon that's coming up. That's making you assess what's holding you back. But only respond to things that are worth responding to. I'm listening to them talk. Jesus. Please, yeah, there it is. Wow, beautiful, thank you. To paint lies as verily, truth is to, thank you, Divine's kicking its ass. Sell it. To paint lies as verily, truth is to, verily truth. There we go. It needs like a comma. Why is that? No, I just did it all crazy like. To paint lies as verily truth is to violate one's will choice. I don't know why it was hard to say. I also noted, be gone from me. Why? Stop attacking my reality. A thing is what it is by virtue of what it is. I ain't buying. Truth. But yeah, to paint lies as verily truth is to violate one's will and choice. Why is that? Because people make choices in their will based off of the information around them. If you are selling them lies as truth, then when they call you out on what's clearly not, you then tell them no, it is, and then question their mental state and capacity to judge what is. Yeah, to paint lies verily as truth is to rob a choice. Who? You too. That's the sad part. And it's just coming from the spleen. Man, that Divine's working with these. I need to use these more often. He is right. My intentions are above 200. I'm just new. Justice, balance, ah, yeah, there it is. Bear witness. Speak the testimony of witnessing. Did you know that O2 is a literally fucking miracle? Big F. Fucking miracle. Our star, which warms our planet and keeps life available here, doesn't produce O2. You know what does? Stars that blow up. All of creation is fucking great. Next. Next thing to transcend, please. Next. See, I want to go to a forest. Oh, I should do an episode about that. Dog whistling. Just like this. This was the, I said one while I was saying, I'm listening to him talk. Or what was it? I deleted it because I'm done. I'm sure I'll get emails and another fucking text now number. Luke, it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered. I was going to suffer forever, no matter what. It wouldn't have mattered. So, in my masochism, I've suffered so I can gather data, so I can do it for others. And if you're informed, maybe you won't suffer the suffering I've suffered. That's my motivation. Because you don't have to, but you can. And now I've seen this very moment right here, right now. Is today the day? Not who I am. Mirror, I are, by virtue of actions and intent, is what I am. A Q knows what it is to be a Q by virtue of being a Q. and only a Q knows its intent. By their fruits you shall know them. I guess I'm a horrible monster. Maybe. Help me divine, this hurts. And it's all like, oh yeah? Get to the forest and we'll talk. Stop trying to get a fake account. Be authentic with yourself. Why are you hiding shit? So stupid. Coffee, tea, mud water, espresso. I'm hat tipping the mud water thing because, well, it checks out with KT. Woman, what would you have of me? That's a Jesus quote. Yeah, got on that. So I'm gonna leave it there at 38. I got wrapped up in these because they're awesome. Talk to yourself. Fuck it, record it, make a podcast, who cares? This is therapeutic for me if no one ever watched it. So talk to yourself. But there's no others there. Like I said, it's nothing like you would think in or experience. But if you're hearing clearly something else there, please go get medical help. You can feel what they're saying. That's really shitty languaging. It's about as good as it gets. But you will not hear another. If you are, I can think of like 3 different things that could be, but they're all medical. Yes. I will say this and wrap it up as we hit 40 minutes. Oh yeah, 1. Fuck those eggshells. Crunch, crunch, crunch. And then yell. And don't let them tell you you can't be angry because, well, I'm tired of stepping on fucking claymores. Not even eggshells anymore. It's claymores. I lose legs. I have every right to be angry. You aren't governing my emotions either. Burger King. Gotta have it your way. Fuck you. You get pickles and onions. Extra. They ask for no pickles and onions, give them extra. Try, you might like them now. No, don't be a dick. And people are more than happy to accommodate, usually. Oh, here's a closing thought. Be careful not to leave your house empty. If you do leave your house empty, make sure you lock the door, because if you're hollow, things will come in and squat. Bulwark your precious little piece of china. Y'all act like you only got one and you ain't gonna be accountable for anything. You think you would take better care of it. Be heard. Be willing to be heard. That's a great energy. Like a backbone of our country. KT it. Because the thing is what it is by virtue of being what it is, but you can't know that unless you got integrity. Because if you did have integrity, you wouldn't want to manipulate it to make you look right. And that's why it works. And it's also gated behind integrity. You can't weaponize it like you did that little lecture that you couldn't even make it through. So you'll never learn. And I know I'm directing that to a particular individual, but I'm directing it to the energy field. Kind of like those orange kitties, like the doctor said. You met one orange kitty, you met all the orange kitties. They're pretty much just orange kitty-ness. Well, there's narcissistic-ness. It's boring, because it's so predictable. stepped into just so you could get something meager or whatever. You're fucking naive. That's naive. You know what? Back to the start. Maybe cruel or whatever, but whatever. You don't think it exists or has any accountability, so all the way back. Earned the right to be a human again. I just unfortunately know that's just my ego speaking. So I told you it still exists. The truth is we don't digress, which is why it's becoming rampant. Because where you should digress, we don't. So we still have dinosaurs roaming around the planet, just in these little flesh bags. Stop talking. I told you to shut up already a long time ago, but I like my little lectures. I call it Mean Daddy. Ugh. The universe just wrecked me. Beyond all that, while still being that. Wrap that around your head too. I want one more great one. Courage. Hell, neutrality. It'll be a lame 78-page book. Boring. We're more than bacteria. Evolve past being a single cell. The cost. Get at another's expense. Seriously, thanks. We're good now. These are fun because I use the lettering in different colors to say something else. Oh, I know why, because it's over here in this one. We'll do it like tarot and see what pops out. Fuck it, it's a long video anyway, I don't care. He gave out my phone number. Snake eating its own tail, survival, evolving, trusting in symbols and faith. Boom, 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 boom.